Peace, family. I got a message that's been sitting on my heart for a while that I'm going to deliver to y'all. But before I do that, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button down below. All right, y'all. So I'm sick of the Teacher of the Year award. Now, before you start debating, I want you to understand where I'm going with this. I'm not saying let's get rid of the Teacher of the Year award, but what I am saying is we need to elevate the Teacher Team of the Year award, and we need that to become the most prestigious and sought after award in education. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of times we think of professional development as a place you go and not a thing that you do. So I'm going to start in the classroom, then I'm going to branch out into collaboration. So I want to talk to you about the lab classroom, the most impactful element of professional development that there is. So, in the lab classroom, it's not a place for teachers to show how good they are or how bad they are or how okay and all right they are. It's a place for you to just go and learn. And that lab classroom can be hosted by an experienced teacher. It could be hosted by the teacher of the year. It could be hosted by multiple people, even a first year teacher, because the lab classroom is a place where you're coming to learn. It's a place where teachers can hopefully be vulnerable and do some authentic learning together in real time with students present. Now, if you're the teacher of the year, just imagine you opening up your classroom and inviting teachers in to come see something that you're trying to get better at or something you're trying for the first time. That might be an opportunity to help develop a culture where vulnerability is valued in a school community. And hopefully, other teachers will feel more compelled to open up their classroom as a lab for teachers to come and visit as well. And it's a lot different than when a principal is coming in and they're doing an observation that they're going to enter into a system and that's going to be a part of your evaluation. A lab classroom is a place for teachers to visit each other and support each other's learning in a non-evaluative fashion. And they're going to use low inference notes. All right. And we're going to get into the ladder of inference because sometimes even principals or the most experienced leaders, they come in and they jump right to the top of the ladder of inference, like students, they're not engaged. Well, what does that actually mean? What does engagement mean? Do we have a common language as a team around that? What's happening that's making you say they're not engaged? But before we get there, we got to write down what's actually happening. But we'll get into the ladder of inference in another video. Let's get back to the lab classroom. My fault, y'all. I got ahead of myself. So in the lab classroom, what happens is teachers come in, they take low inference notes, they just observe what's happening based on what the teacher who's hosting let them know they should be expected to see. And they probably would have shared some look fors beforehand. So it may be I'm going to be conferencing with small groups of students throughout the lesson while other students are working independently and collaboratively. So I want you to focus on what's being said in these conferences with 3 to 4 students that I'm working with, because I really want to improve the dialogue that I'm having with them. I want them to improve the questions they're asking each other, the questions they're asking me, and I want to improve the questions I'm asking them. So those teachers will come in, they'll take low inference notes, they'll observe those things, and again, they're not evaluating. After the class is done, they may stay for about 15 to 20 minutes, really focused in on that particular thing the host wanted them to look for. And in that debrief, they'll discuss what occurred, right? The host teacher will share what they think worked well and maybe what could have gone better. And then the visitors will ask questions, probing questions, clarifying questions, and it'll become a collaborative conversation where eventually everybody's able to learn from the experience, the host as well as the visitors. And that's where teacher teaming really starts to take off, because when teachers are, let's say that was a ELA department that was meeting and going through that intervisitation process with the lab classroom and debriefing as a team, what happens is someone from the social studies team could come and visit and see them meeting as a team. And now, even though they didn't get to visit the classroom per se, they can see how that teacher team meeting is being facilitated, right? How is everybody's voice being heard? How are they using student work? How are they having a conversation around that student work? And then here's the cheat code. When you actually turn professional development into a thing you do and not a place you go. No students are staying after school and sticking around for PD. But if you're debriefing during a free period or lunchtime, you can invite some of those students who are part of the lesson to share their experience with you all. What did they enjoy? What do they think could have been done differently? How have they experienced the lesson? Because a lot of times what happens is we think of professional learning communities, we think of teacher teams, and we only think of adults. But a great teacher is simultaneously a teacher and a student. And a great student is simultaneously a student and a teacher. So we're all one when we're thinking of collaboration and a teacher team. And there's so many different elements to this. This is just the beginning, but this is why I think the Teacher Team of the Year award needs to be the most prestigious award in education. Because what I just explained was that quote unquote teacher of the year just opened up their classroom, but they're trying to get better. And those other teachers who may not be recognized as the teacher of the year, they're helping the teacher of the year improve their practice while the teacher of the year is helping them improve their practice as well as their social emotional learning, right? Because we know it takes a high level of vulnerability and confidence and trust to open up your classroom to have others come in and visit and learn collectively. All right. So I'm not saying get rid of the Teacher of the Year award, but the Teacher Team of the Year award needs to be the most sought after award in education. And there's so many different elements when it comes to collaboration in the school community. But remember, one great teacher can change a classroom. A great teacher team can transform an entire school community. So I'm looking forward to breaking down the rest of these elements of collaboration and teacher teaming throughout the semester. So signing off, hit that like and subscribe, and we'll be back with the Wi-Fi network. We're going to have some fun this semester, y'all. Peace.